a short 10 minutes walk from Dash Square, which is probably one of the most famous landmarks in the city, we find one of the oldest streets in the whole of Melaka, Kota Street. Kota Street is about a mile long up the hill and is paved with red and white bricks that create different designs. The street is close to cars, but many of these three-wheel bicycles are available for tourists if they prefer not to walk. At the end of the street, there's a small square surrounded by many interesting tourist attractions. Here we find the Proclamation of Independence Memorial. We also find the Sultanate Palace Museum, which showcases the history and culture of Melaka. Also, the 500-year-old ruins of the A Famosa Fort, as well as St. Paul's Church. So we tried to climb earlier today around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Bad idea.
And it was so hot. We changed our mind. So we came back now, it's around 6 o'clock. And as you can see, it's not sunny anymore. It's still a little warm, but if you move really slow and take your time, it's bearable. But we're gonna go all the way up now. First day in Malacca has been really cool. There's a lot of interesting things to see. It's very quiet. Today's Wednesday. We read online that during the week this place is pretty dead and it gets very busy over the weekends, and I expected there to be, a lull in activities or the number of tourists, but this place is dead. It's completely empty, which is really cool. We're nearly there now. You're right back there? Originally built in 1521 by the Portuguese, St. Paul's Church is considered to be the oldest European building east of India. Unfortunately, little of the original church remains today, but in 1924, an old Portuguese burial grounds was partially uncovered and many people of distinction were found to be buried here, including Pedro Martins, the second bishop of Japan. After the excavations, many of the tombstones were displayed alongside the inside walls. After the conquest of Melaka by the Dutch in 1641, the church was reformed as a Protestant church and remained in use as the main church of the city until the completion of the Christ Church of Melaka in 1753, when it was deconsecrated and eventually abandoned. St. Paul's Church, which is actually really cool. It's supposed to be the oldest church here in Malaysia, or what's left of it. But if you look that way, it looks unreal. The sky, beautiful colors, and it's raining really hard in the distance, and you see the container ships going through. Really cool view. It looks like school's out, or at least they're having a school trip. It's like zillions of kids that just showed up, so I guess it's time to go. Going back down, we arrive at the A Famosa Fort, or at least what's left of it. Built in 1512 by the Portuguese, the fort changed hands a few times between the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the British until 1811, when the British completely destroyed all of the original fortress and most of the outer walls. It's very, very tiny. Just a tiny little piece left. of what probably was a giant fort at some point. The Porto de Santiago Gateway is the only part of the fortress that remains today. There is, however, much more to see and do in Malacca. Next week, we will visit many of the other cool sites here in Malacca, like the Malacca Straits Mosque and the famous Yonke Street Market. Make sure to check out some of the other videos exploring Malacca, and I recommend subscribing to our channel now so you won't miss out on any of our videos reviewing incredible places around the world. I also recommend checking out our Kuala Lumpur review video. You should be able to find the link for that right here. In any case, I'm glad you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.